We got you. All right. Welcome to Jack Dodson's Racing Insider News this week. Had a good weekend there at Richmond this weekend. I'm sorry, I'm eating Fast Eddie's barbecue.
Yeah, we kind of noticed that because
I'm glad he didn't put us on like a one sandwich limit.
he even mentioned a one sandwich limit. We may have a problem.
All right, let's thank our. Speaking of, let's thank our marketing partners, Jack.
Okay. Can you spit it out while you're talking? I mean,
Well, yeah, I guess I'll do that. Yep. Oops, yeah. All right. Papa John's for usually bringing pizza every week. Jack picks it up. Get your you get your 25% discount. Right after that, Fast Eddie's barbecue.
quickly moving up
Moving up the
scale.
chain.
Quickly moving up the scale, as we said here.
I mean, we even have some.
Fast Eddie's barbecue sauce.
It's famous.
Where's he come from?
Fast Eddie.
Eddie Clark.
Eddie Clark. He it ain't got no moonshine in it because you can share it. It ain't got no.
Yeah, we tried the bubble trick. It didn't work, Jack.
But my wife's gonna be super excited when I get home with this.
Man.
I might even have me some barbecue stuff tomorrow night. Anyway, enjoy it.
Mayhem Company. Got to thank RDS, which car setup. Mosquito Joe's. Hey, Jack, our list. I mean, I'm getting tired after naming all these people sometimes, Jack.
Hey, it's better to have than not have.
Absolutely. Mosquito Joe's. Got to thank Mosquito Joe for coming on this year, too. Hit them up. You get 50% off on your first month's treatment.
Hello, Stephanie.
The show is presented by Mean Dean Automotive with Grier and Associates, and they're down in Moyock, right, Jack? And where it's at?
That place
You seen it?
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, somewhere on that road coming from Nags Head.
Gator Graphics. If you actually, I got to hit Sammy up to get some stuff made. Hit Sammy up if you want some screen printing, some digital printing, vaping, whatever. I mean, Sammy's in every damn thing. Seems like same thing. Let's see. Southampton Motor Speedway. Got to thank Pepsi for giving us Pepsi Mountain Dew every week. Waltrip Pressure Wash Solutions if you need your house pressure washed. Turn 2 Synthetics if you're one of your local Amsoil dealers. Hit old Hunter Waltrip up. Safety Clean, Performance Plus Motor Oil. Man, you got to thank Bill, Chuck, and Terry here at Langley Speedway for allowing us to do the show here. Chief for always keeping things. Make sure, I mean, the lights always work. The blinds most of the time work.
Yeah.
We got to thank Chief for that. Bonders Brothers Distillery. Jack said you talked to Robert the other day.
Mm-hmm. I'm going up there one weekend.
And he said he's still got product for us.
Yep. Oh yeah.
MPM Marketing, Tanya McAllister. Black Acid Racing Apparel. We got a couple of shirts here.
New shirts.
It's hard, man. We got so many.
Yeah. Got a bystander with one.
Shirt sponsors, man. Slinger Speed, Tim Wilson, Tim Brown. Man, if you want a local guy to do your t-shirts, Tim's right up the street in Yorktown. He did some shirts for Miles. They've turned out great. We got to appreciate Tim, and Tim is the official Langley Speedway t-shirt guy. He's going to have the booth down there. They're going to be manning it and selling all the shirts and stuff. Our buddy Todd Davis over at Factory Canopies and Fluid Logic, man, and he's doing all kinds of things, man. There's a bunch of stuff that if you go to Factory Canopies, what they do, they make the big 10 by 20 canopies with all your sponsors on it. They make the chairs. They put your sponsors on them if you want. They make the the gas can cover. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff that
Yeah,
they make.
and they're doing a lot of, they're doing some
Oh, that's
screen
right.
printing stuff now. So
Well, that's kind of where he started, was screen print, but they're doing the mats with your sponsors on them going into your trailers or different stuff. But look up Factory Canopies. They do a lot of stuff. If you could, like,
and we're going to have an announcement within a couple weeks or so about what Factory Canopies and what we're going to do. We're going to team up with them to do something at Charlotte. So we'll have we'll have an announcement on that soon.
So good luck, and please mention us when you do, if you buy something. We appreciate it. V881. I can't even say it.
VA811.
Yeah. Man, I ain't even had none of that Bonner Brothers Distillery either. VA811, call before you dig. Been with us for a long time. Thank them. GAC, Great American Company, Garamo, Amaya, really appreciate it. It's been with us for a long time. And with that, what's up, Jeremy? Thanks for letting me stay with you this weekend. We had a good time hanging out and at the racetrack, and we left one racetrack, went to another racetrack, and watched a good late model race.
And then come back down.
And then had to come back. Although I thought I was gonna be able to go to Victory Lane with your buddy. Damn, why am I drawing a blank? Your best friend up there at Dominion,
Callahan.
Davey Callahan. I told him don't stink the show up, but he didn't. He got pinched in the wall by flying. What the hell is his name?
Air Doug.
Yeah, Air Doug. That's right. Air Doug.
Air Doug.
Stay, Miss Stephanie. What's up, Randy Nestor? And Miss Melissa, don't forget.
We'll need to save that one. Save that one until we get him on here. Okay, save that one. All right, in the news this past weekend, Denny Hamlin got the Cup win, and we got Al Pierce with Auto Week. He's sitting in here with us right now. Did he jump the start, Al?
I'm sorry.
Did he jump the start?
A little bit, but at that point in the game, why not? It's like an offensive lineman. You hold on every play. Everybody jumps a restart at some point. And in fact, he only had 3 laps to go. The tower said, we can't stop this thing again and send him to the rear for jumping. It wasn't all that bad. And it wasn't. I've seen a lot worse.
Well, yes. But it was close enough that nobody really said anything about it until Truex said something about it. And then everybody's kind of been in an uproar about it since then. And they kind of analyze it. He jumped a couple of feet. It was a little bit, I mean, it could go either way. I agree a little bit with the analogy, but like one of the guys said earlier today, he's like, if they call me for it next week, I'm going to be pissed. And I'm sure it's because it's a late night, it's Sunday. I mean, it probably played a little bit of a role into it, but
what it is, it doesn't matter at this point. Doesn't matter. Oh
yeah, it's done.
In the Xfinity race, Chandler Smith got the win.
The tour mod, the barbecues. I'm sorry, I ate it.
Was that a Joe Gibbs 1, 2, 3 finish?
Yes.
On Saturday.
Yes.
Who was third?
It was
and a 1, 3 on Sunday.
Gosh, I can't think of how it went. Chandler Smith.
Yeah, on Saturday. Yeah.
Chandler
I thought you
Smith,
said
Eric Almirola.
Yeah. I will say, Coach come into the media center and
Sammy Smith, was he in there somewhere?
No, Sammy Smith, he's not driving for them anymore.
Oh, okay.
He's with Junior.
But we had kind of talked about, like, why is there Eric Almirola over at Gibbs? I had forgot that he was in their diversity deal over at Gibbs when that first started. That Eric Almirola came from that, and Coach had said that.
I got it right here.
Who is it?
Chandler Smith, Eric Almirola, and Taylor Grier.
Taylor. Okay. Which Tanner, that was his first race.
Taylor, right? Yeah.
That I didn't know that, but I guess JD was.
Yeah, him and JD were really close.
Yeah, and he said as JD, I guess the last year or two, the JD of his life, that he was nonverbal, and said Eric used to come over there and sit for 2 or 3 hours and just sit with him. And I think that has just made, was just really important to Coach. And I think when last year he said, when they were kind of talking, he said, why don't you come home and finish your career with me? And so I just thought that was pretty cool.
The Tour Mods ran on Thursday night. Their winner was Justin Bonsignor. Also on Thursday night, the Orange County Speedway, the Orange Crush 200, the event that you had to be invited to. Caden Honeycutt got the win. Up at Dominion Speedway this weekend, Doug Barnes Jr. won the Dickie Boswell 200.
Air Doug, the last minute, decided to run the race, apparently.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Down at Florence, Casey Kelly got the win in the late models. At Cordell, Georgia, Augie Grill got the win.
He's still racing.
At Southern National, late model race number 1, Dylan Newsom. Dylan Newsom also won the second race. At Kingsport, the late model race was won by Keith Helton. In the Mod 4 race, guess who won the Mod 4 race at Kingsport this weekend?
Kevin Canner.
Kevin Canner. Got over 100 and some wins in the Mod 4s and has done unbelievable. Tri-County Speedway had the Smart Mods. They had Ryan Newman as their winner. And then down at Hickory this past weekend, Connor Hall swept Hickory again this weekend. That's like 2 or 3 weekends in a row that he's done swept Hickory. So he's evidently found the thing down at Hickory. Also announced that Dixieland Speedway will be having their opening race on April 12th. Langley Speedway's opening race is this weekend.
Oh, wait a minute. I forgot to put that on there. It's 4 days, Jack. 4 days. Opening night. Saturday.
4 days till the
Looking
opening
forward to
night.
it. Who's your
And also remember the races start at 5 o'clock, not the normal 7 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm glad you reminded me,
It's
Jack.
5 o'clock.
Who's your pick for opening night?
We're
We're running late models.
my pick will probably be
I think,
Greg Edwards.
I think it's going to be tough, right? I think late models, because you got some good guys there. We get and let's be honest, we got Ryan Richardson's down in Charlotte now, right? That's going to help the Edwards boys. I mean, those guys they have access to good information.
Yep.
So I think that's going to
Like they need good information.
right. But you have that. So I think the Edwards Warriors are going to be very tough this year. Mark's got another new car, a brand new. I forgot what chassis they're on, but he's got a new car this year. Mark Works, and Riley Music come out here and tested and had a really good practice. I talked to him Saturday night at Dominion. He seems to be super excited. They're committed to running the first 3 races, it looks like, and depends on how that goes, whether they'll run stick, late model, or limited. Torque chassis. Yeah. You done with the rest of it, or you?
I got some more here.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. Big shakeup at RCR this week. Today, I guess it was today. Keith Rodden is out as the crew chief of the 3, and Justin Alexander is now the crew chief of the 3, and the new engineer over there is Joel Keller. So Andrew Dixon is reassigned somewhere.
Buddy, yeah. Seen him walking around. I seen him walking around. I kind of walked out with him and a few of the other guys.
So,
they were glad to be leaving. Some of the RCR guys, the engine guys, I seen going out.
Keith Rodden, they say he will be assisting in the competition area at RCR. So I guess when Austin Dillon gets on there and cusses the crew chief out and raises game with the crew chief.
Well, yeah, but let's be honest. Those guys are not performing. I mean, as a whole. I mean, when Tyler Reddick first came over there a couple years ago, their program elevated.
Mm-hmm.
Tyler's fast. I really hated to see him go because, RCR kind of went back to winning some races, right? And then, heck, you got Kyle Busch over there, and their first, we won the 3rd race out. I mean, you thought those guys, I thought he was going to be a threat for the championship. Kind of fizzled out at the end. And they haven't really done a lot. They haven't run well. Neither team has run well. I mean, we were listening to the scanner. I mean, there were some words there, even with Kyle Busch, with Childress, right? I mean, Childress told him pretty much shut up and drive the car.
Yep.
we'll fix it.
So that's going to be tough when RC says we got to make some changes, but he's not considering his son. a grandson. I'm not gonna say nothing negative, but they ain't done nothing. He's not done much in that
They
car
didn't do
either.
much. They did okay well, Bush did okay last year.
Yeah, I
He
mean,
won 3 races last year.
yeah,
for
yeah.
RCR.
Well, now Austin won the Talladega race, I think, to get in the chase at the end. I think no, that was the year before.
That was the year before.
Yeah, but they ran well. He didn't win any races, but I think they were much more competitive than they are right now. And I don't know what because they're in such a tight box, all the teams. I mean, I don't know what they're doing to try to get an edge on the competition, but I mean, you got to do something.
I think we're finding out that Ty Gibbs is not everything that his brother is.
Mm,
We've known that probably, but
yeah.
Ty's having a hard time in the trucks over there.
Well, he's not with a great team either. I mean, that team didn't run well last year with Matt D. But I wanted to go back to the Orange Crush for a second. I mean, I hope they had I think you watched some of it.
I did watch some of it.
I hope it turned out well. We didn't really get that far. We did run into Ward.
And that was interesting to hear him talk about that.
He had some choice words of we asked him what was it like to get back in the car again. He said that goddamn car buckled the nose up in qualifying. He said I got to get better, but that damn car. And of course we seen what's the son's name? I did. I read Jeb. I said, Jeb, Pop said you need to get him a better car. He said, I know. I've heard. So that was funny to hear the conversation about how the Orange Crush went. I'm hoping it did well enough that it could it continues to next year. And you know what would be even better than that, Jack?
What?
If they did it here.
That would be good. And invite some of them guys in here.
I mean,
and how about
we had heard that's kind of
we probably not something we need to talk about.
That would like to happen.
Yeah. But also and along the same lines, how about Bubba Pollard's first race in the Xfinity series?
Man, I'm gonna tell you. I don't know what happened qualifying. I didn't hear, but he ran well. It was funny listening to him on the scanner, and he had a couple of pit stops, especially in the beginning, that didn't do well. And if it wasn't for those pit stops, I think he had a really good top 5 car, and he finished 6th. But he probably could have been a top 3 car. I think speed-wise, he was in the top 5. Just kind of managing the tire. I heard him say one time, he said, I felt like I'm only going 60% because they were trying to keep him from burning the tires up because the tires were just falling off that much. And he would make up after 30 laps. Some of those cars had burned the tires that were falling back to him. And a couple of tricks I didn't know until they were actually telling him on the radio. So, look, man, when you come in for the pit stops, and first he apologized one time because they had the wheel turned. He said, man, I've never done this before. And then the other times to say, when you come in the box, slide the tires till you stop. Don't let the tires roll because that gives the pit crew guys a snapshot to see the lug nuts as it's coming in instead of it turning. They don't know where to go. When it comes in, it stops and slides it last little bit. They want you to do that so that the pit crew guys are faster.
Mm-hmm. So
how old is he?
He is in his late 30s.
36, I think.
Awfully old to be getting a starting cup.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. He might.
Well, I mean, look at what's his name in the 4 car.
My suggestion to a Ford executive the other night: jerk Haley out of that car and put Butterbean in there. Haley Deegan is singing it up.
It's funny because I heard that from a few people on Saturday.
And I said, take her out and put in this kid, national champion, put in Butterbean, let him run the rest of the Xfinity season. But that ain't going to happen. There's too much money involved.
Yeah, that's the way it is.
They can stick with her.
Anyway, I sent Kevin Bellicourt a message and I haven't heard anything. So I guess we'll just go on and get Tim to come on in here. And all right, Tim, we're ready for you.
Okay, where do I get?
Right in the middle.
Okay.
You get right in there in the middle. Just be careful with Scott. He does. If you have anything to eat, he might bite it out your hand.
He's been eating pretty good there for a while.
Yeah, I'm good right
It's got to
now.
be full.
Right, you would think.
I think he's waiting for dessert.
Hey, DJ, we'll be with you in just a few minutes, man. Be with you soon. All right, we got Tim Wilson, and I made a mistake today.
He did.
I put on there you was street stock, and I meant
Grand stop.
grand stock.
What did I tell you earlier?
Yeah.
It's hard to fly like an eagle when you work the pigeon.
Well.
Well, at least I come in here and said I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get it wrong. But anyway, Tim, you've been around for a long time here at Langley Speedway. Is this thing still as much fun as it has been for you?
It's actually funner for me now. I enjoy it more because, I got a little age on me, been doing it a long time, so don't take it quite as serious. So
You don't?
Well, competitive wise, but as far as, thinking you're going to another level, I'm just happy right where I'm at.
Yeah.
So,
Well, when you said that, it made me think about, I can't remember what all you said on the banquet where you won the championship, but it was a little trash talking there, and I loved it.
we got some.
it was like, yeah, here you go, haters.
Yeah.
How you like me now? I said, I like that. I like that.
We got some good guys in this class. You got Paul Lumino that's, been around probably as long as me, and he's just as tough as it comes. And you got Bill Akers, his second year. He's going to be tough again. He's got Rick Hester behind him, and Rick helps us. And
you got a teammate, not teammate?
Yeah. Rick is a good friend of mine, and he's helped me out tremendously getting us on the right. And then, my crew chief, Brandon, he is, he's on time with things. He don't overlook any bolts or nuts. So it's, we have a great time in the garage, goofing around with everybody.
And sometimes that's the most funnest part, isn't it?
That is. It's the funnest part of, racing. So
bouncing them ideas. What can we do? Let's try this. Let's try that.
Or the trash talking amongst us.
Well, that was the second part of it, the trash talking part.
I tell Bill all the time. I said, that race, look, you were getting better. I said, but you noticed that black car was just getting away from you there. So,
well, Bill don't mind talking trash.
No, he'll talk some trash too, because he talked when he won up here and eased us out. Got me and Paul both. He talked a little trash.
Oh yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's all in fun.
No, most definitely. Now, for some of the new people who come out, I know we talked about it before we came on air. Well, how did you get started here, and when was your first time? I know I was like 5 years old. We figured out.
Yeah. My first race was the Fall Classic at Virginia Raceway in 1979. And boy, that was something, because we were very well outclassed, and I was young and didn't know. I thought we was going to run for a win, and boy, we were getting lapped every.
You were like Jack then.
I don't know, Jack. Did you get lapped every couple laps?
His first asphalt race, Robbie Parker lapped him twice in one lap.
Well, Robbie's kind of tough now.
Robbie's also a liar.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to say that, Jack. Robbie.
I'll say it.
Robbie's a wheel man now. He can get one around here.
Yeah. I'm not denying that a bit. I'm not denying it at all. But the things he said about me is a lie.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't
that's
know.
not going to stop me.
I'll agree with you.
That's not going to stop me from spreading it.
Okay. I don't blame you.
He ain't gonna stop him from spreading it either. He does it too.
So how did you end up at the racetrack? So how did it come about that you wanted to drive, or did you go to the racetrack before? Or?
No, I was racing go-karts for Gene Nichols' brother.
Oh, really? Okay.
Donald Nichols.
Okay, I've never met him.
And then guy that I drove for, Terry Hildebrand, had the car.
Okay.
And he says, hey, you want to drive the car tomorrow? I said, well, heck yeah, I'm getting to drive a race car. And that's how it started. And I drove for him from that time. We were full-time, and I won the late model championship at Virginia Raceway in 96. The next year we quit, and then we bought a late model, the one that Dale Jr. burned up in Bristol.
Okay.
We bought that car from Rick Townsend.
Okay, I was going to say.
And Terry put it together. We were out about a year or so. I think Wayne White was running the place then, and we came out.
Like 95 or so then.
Yeah, we didn't, no money. You got to have money to run, anything like that. I don't know how the guys in the late model class do it anymore, but
I don't know.
we didn't have any money. We were poor. still are, but yeah, and that's how it started, and I have loved it ever since. It's nothing like going down that back straightaway and slinging that thing down in there, and you got somebody on the outside of you or trying to get under you, and you're trying to get back to it. So yeah, I love it every second of it.
I mean, I will say, you three. I mean, there's probably 5 guys, you know, in the last couple of years in the grand stock. You guys are fun to watch because y'all race each other, y'all rough each other up. Nobody is super mad. I mean,
no.
and you're not wrecking each other.
No.
You're not just going in
No.
there turning somebody real sideways and driving by them, and you got a 10-car lead. I mean, you guys are roughing each other up. You're diving under the next one. I mean, it is fun to watch.
That is a good series to watch.
I mean, even though those few years there, you only had 5 cars or so.
Yeah.
The top 2 or 3 there, you had Sample there that ran well there for a few years, you know,
and Sample boys have done really good.
And it was it was just really fun to watch.
Yeah.
And it still is, you know.
It's gonna be good. I mean, I understand that Jimmy Atkins is gonna be driving the car for JR, teammate with Paul Lumina.
That's scary.
And Jimmy's a heck of a wheel man.
He's crazy.
Them guys it's gonna be some tough competition.
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna have to sharpen your pencil up to rope them boys.
Yeah.
So,
None of them scared to put the bumper to.
But you know, it's gotta be good for you to. I mean, you're competitive when you come out here every week. It's not you're not laying back and you're out there doing what you have to do every week, and you have some great success with what you're doing.
Yeah. To be an older guy, be 64 this year, and I still feel like I can get it done with all the guys. I don't feel like I've lost a step yet. But
well, I'm 63, and I thought I could do that too, but I know I can't, so I'm not even going to try.
But you know, it probably helps you personally too, so far as being physical and I mean, you talk about 64 years old, and you're still rubbing fenders with these guys and being competitive.
Yeah,
it probably helps you in general be younger, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I tell you what else helps. I got so many good people that have helped me through the years. Like I was telling you, Terry Hildebrand, his brother Tracy, Dallin Henson, and Brandon, and Rick Hester. I mean, you surround yourself, like you hear from any good team, you surround yourself around good people, you'll get good results. And I mean, they don't get any better than the people that I've been around and what little racing I've done, but it's enjoyable, especially when you get in the way Brandon's had our car running the last year and half of the year before that. He found a few things on the car, and
you wouldn't want to tell us what that is, or?
Not at all. not at all. But I tell you one thing, she's turning better than I've ever seen one. I told him we was out here practicing Saturday. I told him, he says, "How's car feel?" I said, "Man," I said, "anybody could get in this thing and get it around here. It's just turning that great."
Jack could do it.
Yeah, we put Jack in it. Jack, you could wheel that one. I'm telling you.
I don't know.
I would try, but I mean, I'm not going to sit here and blow my own horn like the other side of you. Now, you've been around this racing thing for a long time. Have you ever, in your time of racing, ever had a problem with the pedals in the car?
They got an automatic jack.
No, I 2-foot though.
Okay, so when there's a guy that I know he can't hit the right pedals. He qualified on the outside pole. They dropped the green flag and he went to last because he hit the brake instead of the.
You didn't mark them for him?
Well, we ended up having to do that.
Yeah.
And we ended up, we thought we were going to have to mark them.
So they got it then, huh? Okay.
So, but
it only takes one screw up.
Well, yeah. You'll never hear the end of that.
Yeah. Well, I ain't gonna call like I said, I ain't gonna call no names. That's not a good thing to call names. But Scott Allen's is a name.
Yeah. No doubt. Well, God, things happen when you race. I lost a race one time, was leading the race, and I used to keep the red rag to wipe my shield. And the red rag went through a crack and wrapped around the dry shaft, locked the car up. Lost the race.
Oh, man.
Really? Dog sure did. Yeah, lost a race because of that. Terry told me, he says, no more rags in the car. I said, how more? You know, so I had to get the tear offs. And of course, I wear an open face helmet. So,
Oh, do you?
yeah, so it's kind of, you don't find tear offs for them things.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a little tough getting them, but I made something happen.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
I heard one other story. Guy was running at Dixieland. Tommy, I can't think of his last name, and he was leading his first race, and there was like 5 laps to go, and he got to looking back and went in the corner and looked too far and hit the wall.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know if I told anybody that
No,
one.
I don't think I said anything about that.
I got Steve Causey one night. He was going for his first win.
Uh-huh.
And I got spun out early, and I come back, and boy, I was in his mirror, and me and him were battling on the last lap. I got him down the back straightaway. And he always, when he sees me, he tells me that one. Took my first win from him.
No, you let it go. It was like Truex.
Yeah, yeah, you
You
got
could have jumped the start a little better.
Yeah, you should have jumped it a little quicker.
Don't talk about him because he actually knows films.
You know.
All right, we'll get back to you in just a minute. Let's go ahead and get Leland and DJ on here.
What are we? Why ain't nothing?
7:31.
Oh, good.
Can you? Mine ain't working, Jack.
Hello?
Yeah. Can you see him? My side ain't doing something right.
All right, can you hear us?
I got you.
Both of you? Both of you straight?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, I just want to make sure because y'all got funny looks on your faces. I was just checking it out.
We can't hear you, or we can hear you, but we can't see you. And I think it's the same for your Facebook Live as well.
Yeah, it's all one. It looks like we're froze.
Oh,
So I had to roll with it.
well, as long as you can hear us and we can hear you. Uh-oh.
Go ahead. I'm just trying to figure it out.
Anyway, DJ, before we get started, good. I got a message for you.
Did you?
Yeah, I got a message, and I want to make sure you hear the message. Let me get to it in just a second.
I'm scared. I think it has something to do about me.
Oh, it does have something to do with you.
Yeah, mine's
Oh,
froze.
sure.
No, it has something to do with some cheesecake.
No, it don't have nothing to do with cheesecake. Your mama said she loves you.
Mom and sister it was.
Yeah, mom and sister say they love you. And
It's a little more peaceful here at my house.
okay. All right, I'll go with that. All right, there's my man Leland Honeyman up there. Leland Honeyman Jr. I'm sorry, Leland Honeyman Jr.
You're good.
After this weekend, Scott and I, we reminisced a little bit, and I went back and did some backtracking up and got some pictures of you, and I thought that was really cool that when we first saw you and met you and everything, I had a couple pictures about that same time. I thought it was really cool. And I'm going to tell you something. It's great to see you out there as an a full-time Xfinity driver and having the success you have.
Well, I appreciate it. And it was a pleasure having you guys out there. And I can see you guys now.
Yeah, we'll get rid of. There we go.
There you go.
We're back now.
It was a pleasure having you guys out there and, seeing you guys. But yeah, man, it's come a long way. And, being in Xfinity now is definitely a lot different than running Bandoleros and go-karts from when I, first started talking to you guys. So, I mean, over the years, you just keep on growing and, hopefully get to Cup one day. That's the goal and such. But as of now, it's amazing. The opportunity that I have right now racing for Young's Motorsports in the Xfinity Series full-time is, a great opportunity for me. And I'm very blessed, all my sponsors, partners, my crew members, my dad, Tyler himself. And it's just a great organization I'm happy to be a part of.
I got to say, Leland, and me and DJ kind of talked about this at the car before the race, that to be completely honest, I think, and I don't know how the team itself, I think since you've been there, things have elevated. And I think me and Jack both could say that we've been impressed of how well y'all have run. Because I don't think you were expected to run. I mean, I just don't think people thought you'd see you guys in the top 15 or the top 10. So I mean, I give you a lot of credit. I don't know what else has changed in the team in the background, but it certainly seems since you have gotten there that y'all as a group has run well. I mean, I think you're overachieving, to be honest.
Well, I appreciate that. And, Tyler, a lot of people, have their say and everything. But I really appreciate that. And, Tyler running the truck, program for the past, they're the second oldest truck team out there, and current truck team as of today, I think it's been 11, 12 years. It's like 11 or something, 11 years, I think. And, just over time, the truck series with the bodies, motors, and how everything is it's very hard. And taking that extra step to Xfinity, I think, was actually a really good step for Tyler in the right direction and for his team. And it's just something that he's been talking about for a while now, and I think that it's obviously been the better move. And just to run more consistent every week, and with what people are spending every weekend and whatnot, your bracket's a little bit different in Xfinity compared to trucks. And it's just, they're two different cars basically. So they drive, a little bit different, and they drive honestly completely different. So it's a new learning style when you come from trucks to Xfinity. Of course, I did one truck race and went to Xfinity just because I didn't think that I needed to run trucks. And I was running ARCA cars at the time. So I just was like, maybe I'll just do Xfinity. They're the same cars. ARCA car has a little bit more downforce, has a good bit more downforce than the Xfinity car, but it's probably a better step in the right direction for me as a driver.
Now, DJ, I know you have to deal with him a lot at the racetrack and everywhere. Now, does he ever really talk a lot of trash to you? I mean, try to make you look stupid or something? Because
No,
he tried
not that I've heard.
All right, well, he tried that with me when he was a little fella.
He didn't try.
Well, he did do it. You're right. He did. He did it. We were in Charlotte. He made, he tried to make a fool out of me, and it worked. Okay. Does he give you that kind of, or do you have to smack him around a little bit?
No, Leland's the quiet guy in the shop.
Say what?
Yeah. He don't joke around or give us hard times.
Leland's the quiet one?
No way.
DJ, do y'all let Leland work on the car? What's he get to do when he comes to the shop? I know you were telling me that you appreciate that he comes to the shop where you've worked at some teams and you never see the driver until you show up at the racetrack. And I think it makes a difference that it helps the team members or the team want to work a little harder, right?
So it's funny you say that. I sent Jack a picture today.
Yeah.
Leland, he came in and put gloves on and got right to servicing the fuel cable.
Whoa. So you got him trained to where he comes and goes to work when he comes over there now. That's a pretty good deal.
He had to put his gloves on because he won't get his hands dirty.
Well,
No, I didn't. I tagged gloves off, DJ. You remember did you see my hands after? I looked like a Smurf.
You Sharpie?
Yeah, that was at lunch. No,
we know if we have a fuel cable issue this weekend, we can blame the driver.
well, that's a good thing. But Leland is one of those clean cut, pretty boy race car drivers, so you don't want to make him work too much.
Nah, we give Leland a hard time because we like Leland, but I know he's not scared of work, right? I mean, I know working for his dad, things were not free. If he wanted to go racing, he had to work, right? And you didn't get the easy jobs because you were the boss's son, right?
Yeah, I got the hardest jobs. But
yeah,
no, I mean, in the shop, I try to, go in there every day. And, that's the biggest thing for me, now being full-time is I want to learn and I want to take the next step to be, the best. And, I want to learn how to set up cars and how to get into it more, and, what I can do to help elevate the team in any way possible. And so that's where, I'm trying to, think about every week is to get better. And, I think when you know a little bit more about the car, obviously this year, what the biggest thing for me right now is, DJ can say something about this right now, is feedback. And the biggest thing for me is, getting feedback to them right away. Like as of now, it takes me a little bit to get feedback to them. And, that's why, you know, I want to learn how to, you know, set up these cars and tear them down. And I want to learn, you know, what every nut and bolt is on these things and what it does and how does that part move and, you know, what is the car doing and, you know, how can I know what the car does in and out, you know, while I'm in the car. So that's the biggest thing for me, but I'm not, you know, I haven't been working on these cars all year. This is kind of my first week in the shop where I've like wanted to, you know, get my hands on things and, you know, learn as much as I can with the schedule that I have. I'm limited to. So, just being in the shop every day is very important to me. And I, you know, I really appreciate my crew and they're like family to me.
Yeah, well, I think it shows. I mean, me and DJ kind of had a conversation about that, and I think it makes a big impression on the team. So I think it's a good job. But DJ, so we were talking, and you started your racing career, or maybe not racing career, but you had one of your first Bando races here at Langley Speedway.
Mm-hmm. So I actually, 2010, I ran Old Dominion Speedway in the Bandos, and the Bandos went to Langley July 4th weekend, and that was my first Bando start at Langley.
No, I can't remember. Your mom, did you end up on your lid somewhere or something?
In the go-karts.
On the go-kart. That's right.
Yeah.
That's
I
right.
have a bad habit of flipping go-karts.
Now, you haven't flipped one out at White Oak with Willie Mullins and all them around, have you?
No, I just went off the cliff.
Oh, okay.
That sounds dangerous.
Now you didn't hang around Dominion the other night. Mom said you was hungry and you had to leave. When I was walking up, she was walking away. I said, "Where are you going?"
Yeah, we were all a little hungry after the race in Richmond.
Well, and Leland, you turned around and went home, didn't you?
Yeah, I stayed for a little bit after, and then I was riding with someone, so we left probably, I'd say 45 minutes after the race, an hour.
Oh, okay, well, you know, I know I didn't see you running around there or anything, so I figured you would done left. You know them. You know how them big name race car drivers are. They come in, drive the car, and the first thing they can get on to get out, that's where they're going to. So DJ, you gotta put a stop to that.
No, he had to get home. He had schoolwork to do.
Oh boy.
You still in school, Leland?
Yeah, I'm a senior in high school. I got behind about a year or so, and I just with work, racing, and everything, I got behind and didn't do my work. I'm not the greatest in school, so I'm just trying to get caught up and get back on a roll. But with the start of the year, I got a little bit behind, so just been trying to get caught back up and whatnot. So that's what I'm doing: school, race shop, and that's what my life consists of, is school and the race shop every day.
So do you have? So a lot of people come to us, like, and everybody has aspirations to get to one of the top 3 series, right? And I admire guys like you, and there's a few guys, and they or other guys have said, "Well, how do you do it?" I mean, you look at Rajay. I mean, he had just started. I mean, you just make things happen, right? I mean, you can't. It's kind of funny. There was an analogy. I seen a video a few weeks ago, and guys, like, if I told you that I'd give you $100 for every red car you've seen on the way here, how many red cars? And you're like, well, I don't know. But I bet if I told you that tomorrow, you'd find a whole bunch of them. You have to look for opportunities. So if you're not looking, it's not going to fall in your lap. What kind of advice would you give somebody if they asked you that? Like, how do you get there? How do you do it?
My biggest thing growing up, just because I didn't have, I'm trying to think of the best way to put this. I didn't have, all the resources in the world. So I just, not as much as I do now, obviously being in XFINITY and, with the people I'm, surrounded by. And I would say right now, for any advice that I give anybody, trying to make it to, Cup, the XFINITY series, the truck series, whatever it is, I would say be at your local racetrack and being there every week and just shaking hands, introducing yourself to anybody you bump into, whatever it is. And that's the biggest thing is everybody knows everybody in racing, and that's just how it works. I guarantee you I can go to Hickory tomorrow or on a Saturday, and I can find someone that knows someone from out west that races every Saturday out there. So that's the biggest thing. And, they probably know someone that works on a cup car, or, that is involved somehow in NASCAR. And so that's just one extra step. When you find someone that is involved in racing, that's just your next step to, going somewhere bigger and, doing bigger things for yourself. And just being involved in racing is the biggest thing. You have to be in it every single day, because there's kids, in racing right now that are in it every single day, and that's all they do. And, you have to beat them to it. And that's just the biggest thing.
Now, one of the things I'm glad you did learn is you can't be a smart aleck with people that you're interviewing. That's interviewing you. You can't be a smart aleck with them. So I'm glad you changed that,
He grew up a little bit since then, Jack. It's funny when you posted that picture. It's so funny, the difference and how long it's been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, DJ, I see where you drove. Somebody put up here that you drove Mike Diaz's car or Bando or something.
Mm.
I mean, that's
With Mason and Old Dominion.
yeah, that's pretty wild that you were hooked up with Diaz back in those days.
Yeah, so he gave me the chance. My grandfather, we helped Mason a lot with the go-karts. And in return, Mike gave me the chance to run the Bando for him for 2 years.
Oh, okay, well, cool.
So how did you make the transition from driving and decide that you wanted to work on cars and move to Charlotte area?
Just kind of the way my path took me. Once I graduated high school, I've seen the opportunity to go work for Brandon Built with Brandon Brown. And I jumped on that, took it, and then kind of just led me to down here.
Mhm.
It was a tough decision to hang up the helmet and focus on work versus the hobby.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it was tough to leave your mom.
No.
Don't say no. She's listening to you right now.
Oh, he
Okay?
knows. He knows.
Come on, DJ. You can't say so. Oh, she'd already cut.
Brandon moved the shop here. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Dino will tell y'all I have the crazy track mom.
Oh, I think I could tell after a little bit. But she's very entertaining, especially when I told her why she had a younger child.
I'm looking at the comments, DJ.
Huh?
I'm looking at the comments. I'm reading what your mom's saying.
Yeah. She got mad, so I flew. I moved down 2
She says
days
she's
after.
not crazy. She's just slightly possessive.
She's staying on top of you, buddy. I mean, I would have thought this would have been Leland having all this, but you're the one getting all the attention here.
DJ's the man. I love DJ.
That DJ, how did we were talking, and you were over at Sam Hunt, which is one of our other local Langley Speedway guys.
Mm-hmm.
What's it like working over there, and then now transition over to Young? And was there some things that over at Sam Hunt that you could sort of bring over to Young's?
Yeah, so like at Sam's, I did all the suspension work. It kind of helped me a lot moving over to Young's. At the role I took, I kind of knew what changes would change what with the car as far as the suspension goes.
All right, guys, we're going to let you get back to doing whatever. And Leland probably needs to go do some homework so he can get to bed early, get some sleep.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Might be doing some schoolwork here soon, so we'll figure it out.
Oh, okay.
Just gonna hop on our racing.
Make sure you get your homework done, or DJ says you can't drive.
Oh no, I gotta get on.
He's gonna take the car away from you, so you ain't gonna be able to do that.
He's gonna put parental controls on it.
There you go.
Sometimes DJ, that might be a good idea.
No, he's good. He's good about his schoolwork. I give him a hard time about it all the time.
Oh, you do? Okay.
So
Hey,
y'all go
Jack.
to Martinsville this weekend?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Have you been to Martinsville before, Leland?
Yes, sir. I raced there last year with Alpha Prime.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but we're not going to make it there Saturday because it's opening night here at Langley. So me and Jack, he made an executive decision and said we had to be here. so we're going to be there up there Sunday. But so good luck to you guys, man.
Thank you.
Keep the momentum going.
Yes, please. And Leland, from a personal standpoint, man, I couldn't be any more proud of what you've done and where you are today. Even though I'm not your dad, but and even though you talk trash to me when you was a little fella, I'm very impressed with you and how you've done.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much, Jack. I really appreciate you, Scott, and you guys have been awesome friends to me. And it's been a long time since I've met you guys, and it's been an awesome time. And I appreciate you guys having me on tonight. And same with DJ. And I'm glad we could be a part of tonight.
All right. Well, we appreciate it. DJ. Thanks for coming on tonight, man. Really appreciate you doing that.
Say hi to your mom.
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
You need to say something? Okay. All right. We're good.
Hi, Mom.
All right.
All right,
All right,
thanks,
guys.
guys.
We'll talk to you again soon, Leland.
All right. Thank you, guys. See ya.
Thank you.
No.
Man, it is funny how, man, in the last 10 years since we started this, that we've seen some of these young kids, and they were literally nobodies. Leland was running bandos, and he made a smart comment to Jack and was like, "You'll get it in a couple minutes, don't worry." And then, man, and we laughed so hard about that. And now to see some of these guys, him, what's his name in the Cup car that we seen this weekend?
Kaz Gralla.
Kaz Gralla.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, the first time we had him on the show, he had to take a break. He was in driver's ed class, had to get out of driver's ed class so he could call us to do the show. They're like, "Did they know you just ran he ran the Hampton Heat, I think, the week before. Like, you just ran 200 laps in a late model race at Langley." And he's like, "No, they don't know." I mean, he was like 15 years old,
That's like all them young boys in the limited.
Man.
Jacob and Aiden.
Man, if you
Them
ever seen a
guys.
better time right now or a better class, I don't know about you, but I'd say 5+ years ago, 5 to 10 years ago, I was a little worried, right? Because we didn't see the influx of kids coming in, right? I remember sitting down here talking with Roger Sawyer, and it's like, man, we need to somehow get these younger kids involved.
Yeah.
And I thought we were going not in a great place. And there was like nobody here to sort of take the Greg Edwards, the Phil Warrens, the C.E. Falk's place, right?
Right.
But man, the last 5 years, and these kids are coming from bandos going to limiteds and ain't skipping a beat. They're actually running better.
They're just some driving little fools, buddy. Let me tell you, they put on the show.
They do. I mean, that class, I mean, I think they're going to have 20
Plus.
30 cars maybe on
Yes.
some nights, but I think they're going to consistently have
Yes.
20+ cars.
Absolutely.
I mean, everybody kind of wants to go in that class. I think if I was going to go get in something or that would be the choice I would
Yes.
go after now.
Yeah.
Even though
Not
Riley,
me. I'm too old, and I don't want a 14-year-old whooping my butt.
right, Riley,
Yeah,
it would be
yeah.
me too for sure.
Whooping me up every weekend. Yeah.
Although Riley told me this weekend that it's only $600 difference between the limited and the late model run for the weekend. I'm like, yeah, but what about everything else? The motor program, the shocks, you know.
Yeah. I talked to Kobe Bryant at the auction the other day, and he's another young man that's going to be phenomenal. You know,
And I tell you, these kids are good kids, right?
yes,
Because sometimes
manners. I mean, everything you look
I know,
for.
Lord Cody. Every time yes, sir.
Yes,
No,
sir.
no.
Yeah, I know.
And it's funny in the racing world for me, and sometimes it's funny. My wife, because my wife's she's not into racing. She barely comes to racetrack, which is fine by me because I can come here and hang out and do it. I don't have to
Right.
entertain her. I can do whatever the hell I want to do. Right.
And that's Scott Allen making that comment.
I'm very fortunate. My old lady works second shift in the shipyard, so I can work in the shop on the rate and never. Yeah, I don't get in any trouble.
I got it. Yeah.
And that's Tim Wilson, who drives a grand stop.
Has no association with Jack Dodson. He does not approve this message.
Yeah.
But it's funny, like my wife has said sometimes, because I'm, she'll be like, well, who are you talking to or whatever, or something. And then there's some of these young kids, right? Here, it seems like age doesn't matter, right? Age is not because if you just go somewhere else and said, hey, I was hanging out with these three
Yeah.
15-year-old kids,
Yeah. Yeah.
At the movies, they're gonna be like, "You're a fucking creep," right?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah.
But here, it's like there's no age. We all have this big common thing, and we're such a big family,
Yeah.
and we all have something in common, and we all enjoy being here, and we're all invested in each other's lives in a way.
And it stretches all the way down to the
All the way.
legends and the bandos and
That's
everything.
what I mean.
It does. I love watching the little kids in the bando. My grandson run a kit cart out here.
Okay.
Just phenomenal to watch him run. I was so
Now, what
proud.
was that like?
Oh, nervous, but I enjoyed every second of it because little guy could wheel one.
No.
And Brandon, my crew chief, his son Cash is out here running now.
Mm.
Phenomenal job.
Mm.
So Cash always tells me I got to watch out because he's gunning
He's
for
coming.
my job. He's coming for my job.
Which probably would be like you'd probably be happy.
Yes,
with, right? You know what I mean?
absolutely. Yeah, I like to see the young guy get in that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But I mean, I don't know that I've seen this place in a better spot, really. With these young kids coming in,
yes,
they're fast. They're bringing crowds, right? They're
Yes.
bringing people who are coming to see
Yeah.
these kids.
you come down here and you walk behind us, there's a ton of young kids.
Yeah.
They come to watch them. So
And how about when one of them wins a race?
Yeah, I was just going to say when Jacob
They
won that
come out of the
race,
woodwork
I thought
on
half
that.
the stands were down
yes, yes, Jacob. I mean, he's a wheel man.
there. Mm-hmm.
Him and little Aiden Millette. I watched them run the kit carts, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, man, these guys are driving.
Man, and then I can man, every time these kids, well, when Riley and Cody said they were going limited racing, I'm like, they're going to struggle for a little bit, you know. I mean, those boys picked up the pace. I would have never thought that you take hardly any of these kids really come from bandos because that's not a whole lot of racing. Like, I mean, it's racing. I'm not trying to take it away from, but compared to a limited, the
late
speed difference in the car control that you have to have,
Well,
besides just trying to make sure you don't turn the wheel that much
right.
to scrub speed
Keep
in a
cars straight,
bando.
yeah.
It's-
Bandos, though, you know, the suspension is nothing like the limiteds or a late
Mhm.
model, and them guys, they get in them, and it's like they're driving a Cadillac. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not. They're not fighting. They're not. You know, you get in one of them legends, short wheelbase,
Oh,
and
yeah.
all that power, and it wouldn't get me in when I'm too old. Things happen too quick.
Yeah, that's it. A lot of them.
Yeah.
And they're so different. They're complete polar opposites of one another. And when you got Riley Hill, I would trust Riley setting up any car today. Like I think you could hire Riley,
Comes from a
a good pedigree,
good
right?
pedigree there. Yeah.
Except his dad. We don't say that about Jay. Like Jay,
Well, I don't know his dad.
we give Jay a hard time. Jay kind of married into the racing family and is now sort of a race family.
Yeah.
Wasn't that much into it before. But and then you have, you know, Cody that you know has a good passion for business with his dad.
Yeah.
And then you got Jacob that's just a, you know, he's the kind of typical driver that shows up with his helmet. It's fast. It goes on. It don't have anything to do with the rest of it.
He ain't afraid to drive her down in
No, none of them are.
there.
You know?
None of them.
And man, and it's fun to watch these guys.
Yes, it is.
Although for me and Jack, sometimes it's like when there's a tiff in there, but we're friends with everybody, right?
Yeah.
And it can be kind of tough at
Tough.
sometimes because
Yeah.
we are friends and we love all those kids and
Yeah.
but man, it's so
It
fun to
usually
watch.
works out.
Oh, it does. It does. An hour
Man,
later, they're throwing the
then
football at
yeah,
each other.
Yeah,
you
then
know?
they're back there playing.
Yeah,
No doubt.
it's great.
Absolutely.
So how much longer are you planning on doing this?
I don't
Until
know. I
the-
keep telling
The pine box or what?
yeah, it seems that way. I keep telling my girlfriend that I'm going to retire, but
No, wait,
I just
Mark Wertz has said that for like what 5
Yeah.
years ago or something.
I'm a little older, Mark. So Mark's got some more time.
All right,
You know,
yeah.
he's Mark.
I think is he up to his car number yet? He's got to be close.
I don't know. I'd say he's
He's got to be right
got to be
there.
close. Yeah. I know he's younger than me, but
Mhm.
yeah, but a lot of people are younger. But yeah, Mark's still a wheel man. He can
Yeah.
he still
Oh,
get.
yeah.
I think if I got to where I wasn't competitive and
Mhm.
and I was, you know, I think that would be time to give it up, maybe. But
Mhm.
still feel like I can get it done. I don't think.
Well, I
there's-
mean, your track record says
Well,
says you can. I
and
mean,
there again, like I told you, I got good folks around me with good equipment,
Mhm.
so that means a lot, as you well know. You can
Mhm.
have all the talent in the world if
Oh,
you're in something that won't turn left, you're not going to turn left.
well, you know, and that's what I think is different than from dirt to asphalt, right? I think you could take a mediocre dirt car, and I think a driver can overcome dirt.
Yeah.
Where on asphalt, and I think this came from Kevin Harvick one time, you can't take a slow car and drive it fast.
Yeah.
You just can't do it.
No.
I mean, you can make some of, like Kyle Larson's has pretty good car control,
Right.
but you can only that can only take you so much.
Right.
Now, if you got a good fast car, then he's gonna make you look spectacular.
Yes. That's, I mean, don't get me wrong. You gotta have some driving ability. You gotta,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, you gotta be able to tell your guy, you know, the car's pushing, you know,
Right.
you know, free in, you know, or something. But most of the guys that drive well, like Paul Lumino, Bill Akers, them guys got a seat in their car and they know what they're feeling. So
Mhm.
you just got to have the people to
implement or
Right.
yeah.
absolutely.
So give a shout out to who all helps you with your car and everything, so we can.
I want to thank
The girlfriend working second shift.
shift too. Thank you. And I got to thank my daughter. I always forget my daughter, and she's been my biggest fan since she was a little baby waving the flag at the fence every time I went by. So Stevie, this was for you. Keith Paquette at PBS, he helps us out a lot.
Yeah,
I got
I've been on this a lot. Today.
yeah. He's Eddie was telling me that it costs about $6 million to get in a good ride, and I told Keith he's got to step up his sponsorship.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
needs to
I mean,
do that. Yeah.
Step it up just
The
a
key.
little bit. And
Just all you gotta do is write the check. I mean, it's
yeah,
that
right,
easy. I
yeah,
mean,
he's got it.
yeah.
And we got a new sponsor coming aboard this year. My son's opening a new business. It's called Game Day Wellness, and they're going to be on the side of the car. And my old friend Johnny Holloway at H&H Truck Center, he helps me out ever since forever. So I mean, I've had some good people helping me out.
Yeah, and you've got some great success. You ought to be really proud of how your success has
How
come.
many races have you won?
66 at Salute, and I have no clue here.
But really?
I don't keep up with. I give them my trophies. I try to give them to the kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Which I love that.
I had.
I mean, I ain't doing it because I ain't got the 5 or 6.
Yeah.
You got how many?
5 or 6. That's 5 or 6 more than you ever got. Jack.
Participation trophies don't count.
5 or 6 wins, Jack.
Eddie said he would give you some.
Some trophies.
Yeah.
He's got participation trophies. Or?
I don't know.
There you go. That's a good answer. That's a good answer right there.
I threw a whole bunch of them away one day, and we had them piled up. And I stood beside it, took a picture, and I said, "This is my life's work right here." And there was a whole bunch of old trophies. They were filling my attic up.
Now, do you remember winning your first race?
Yes, it was the following year. I was driving for Terry, and we had a '68 Chevelle, and we were running in the super streets at Virginia Raceway. And
Okay.
my third one, I won, and I beat out some of the. I was the young kid then,
Mm-hmm.
and all the old guys, Bernard Paul, and a bunch of them old names that you can talk about. They're all gone now, but them the guys I raced against.
Mhm.
Yeah, so
Well, that's cool. I mean, it's really cool. Thank you for coming out tonight
Yeah.
and being with us.
anytime, guys.
I know
Anytime.
we broke you up in between two things there, but
Hey, I'm-
we enjoy you being out here with us, and
No doubt.
we'll get you back out again.
Okay.
So when you go out there and win another championship this coming year, and
I mean, it might be quite often because Eddie said every time you come, you bring barbecue. So that's a little bit of an
well, hell, well,
Good.
well, if he's gonna bring barbecue every time you're on the show, hell, you're gonna become a regular.
I might, if you invite me again, I'll see if I can get my mother-in-law to make maybe some banana pudding to bring up here with the.
Oh man, okay. All right, what time you gonna be?
Get the schedule out, Jack.
Well, what time you gonna be here next week?
My girlfriend's on there going, he's done got my mom.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do.
Gotta do
Right?
what I gotta do to get back on here.
All right. Well, we appreciate you being with us tonight. Want to thank our DJ and Leland for being with us tonight too. That was a big deal. Don't know what happened to Kevin Bellicourt.
Now, wait a minute. Is he the one you sent the link to? You said you figured it out and you got it right, you thought?
Yeah, I did send it to him, but I sent him a message and he ain't answered that one yet either. So
Well, maybe he's busy.
So yeah, I mean he's got a truck race this week. So yeah, we won't-
Yeah, he's probably busy.
All right. Well, that next week's show. Let's talk about next week's show real quick.
Oh yeah, we didn't even do our damn contest, Jack. We got busy.
I know. We'll have to do that. We'll have to do that next week.
Yeah.
Keep your mouth shut. You don't need to talk about it. But next week's show, Scott is going to be here. I'm going to be.
I'll be at my shop, baby.
Yeah, be at the shop. I'll be at Dominion Speedway next week. We're going to have some of the Dominion people involved on the show next week.
Are you going to take a booster seat? Yeah, I mean, I heard Shorty's going to be there, right? I heard.
Yeah,
Shorty's
Shorty is going to be there.
I mean,
Chris
Shorty's
Evans-
what? Is he 4 foot?
No. Chris
I mean,
Evans,
he's close. I mean,
Willie Mullins, Davey Callahan, Taylor Searles. We're also going to have Brandon Fuller, and we're hoping that Steve Britt will be there with us too. He's
Okay.
the owner of the track. Hopefully, we're going to get him there. So that's going to be a lot of fun next week up at Dominion. Wish I could get Scott to go with me, but he always says
someone's got to work for a living. It's tough on your own place, right?
Yes, it is. You don't work, you don't get paid.
Right.
anyway. And also, it's official now on the 23rd when you are not here and you're off lollygagging.
That's a trip, Jack.
Okay, whatever.
That's a tax
Oh,
write-off.
I bet you're going to be. I bet you're going to be working your butt off down there. Okay.
Well, not on Tuesday, but I'll be at the Grand Old Opry on Tuesday night.
No doubt.
So anyway, I forgot where I was going with this. Oh.
My replacement.
Your replacement. Yeah, it's official.
I mean, did you get somebody good? I mean, I got big shoes. Jack.
Well, I got somebody better than you.
That's mostly everybody.
So Brian White is going to be here with us, and always love
I
having
mean, I
Brian.
hope he can keep up.
And I'm gonna tell you something. Yeah, right.
I mean, he just called Richmond this weekend. I mean, he's kind of good.
But I mean, I don't know if you know a whole lot about Brian when he's up here and the stuff he does, but he's
Oh,
on top of
Everything,
everything.
yeah. My
I don't know how
buddy
he keeps
Buck,
up.
he
Oh yeah,
Buck's
the same way.
he called a bunch of races at Saluda up there, and when I used to run, so I've known him a long time.
Buck amazes me because he gets the shit off the top of his head.
And don't forget any of it.
Yeah, that's the car. That's the paint scheme like such and such,
Yeah.
1953 and the 600. You know,
Yeah.
how the fuck didn't you?
So anyway, that's our show for next week. Please like and share our show this week. It was a good show, and we'll talk to you again next Tuesday from Dominion Speedway.